Hi, this is Katie with MindBody. I've been offering this 10-day MindBody healing process, and tomorrow evening, March 30th, from 7 to 9, I'm hosting an online therapeutic breathwork session. If you'd like to join this session, please send me your email by the end of today, and you will get that link in your email. Today's topic is about language and how important it is to your mind and body to be aware of the language that is being used by you consciously as well as being emitted from you or processed subconsciously. Now, when we think of the language that we use, we know how valuable it is because it directs our mind and our body to go into a certain state. So for example, if you're asking someone questions versus telling them what to do, that state that they will go into based on your language is a direct impact to, either being asked a question to do something versus being told to do something, especially being told maybe in a down, critical way, and being asked in a very polite, respectful way. We teach our children all the time, how do we sound and how do we use our language to show respect and love? Well, in these times of change, your language is more important than ever because the interactions that we're having with people are, through the internet, on Zoom, in our own mind and bodies, are being heard, which is of value all the time, but more so than now because, as I've been mentioning in the last videos, that during this time of change is a massive opportunity for healing. Healing is happening no matter what, and whether or not you are working with that healing process will determine how you move through these changes and what changes you create in your life when we find ourselves a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. So I want to encourage you today to start becoming aware of your language because the subconscious is always listening. It wants to take the information, like your mind wants to take information and make sense of it. It wants to know. So whatever it is that you're telling it, it takes it as truth. So for example, if you say at this time, I am learning a different way to do things. And every day you wake up saying, at this time, I am learning a different way to do things. You're going to enter into this curious and open space of wanting to know, how am I doing things differently? And you're going to see it that way. Your body is going to be more relaxed because you're saying these words that are very truthful and have an essence about them that allows you to open up and experience life. Versus, this is too much for me, I'm not used to this, and I don't know if I can do things this way. This statement might also be true to you, but there's a difference in the messaging that you're giving your body, you're giving your state to be in. It's more of a panicky state. It's like a helpless state, right? I can't do this. I'm not used to this. I don't know what to do. So when you feel or listen to yourself in your language, when you're talking to your friends or your family or your kids or your partners or even inside, you observe that and it feels heavy. It feels destructive, or it feels like you're climbing up a mountain. It feels the language that is used is not ideal and empowering. The empowered language makes you feel light, makes you feel encouraged, inspired, motivated, heard, connected, right? So if you hear that, I want to invite you to close your eyes any moment, at any time. Go in and listen to the messages in your breath. So the breath holds the language, and you can work with the breath to reprogram the language. So I've been giving different breathing techniques these last couple of days, and now if you go back to the videos or within your own practice that you've been doing, I want you to pay attention to the language that your breath is doing. So like the release factor, big sigh and release. That message is let go. Right? So you see your kids doing something, you don't like how they're doing it, but you want them to try to do it because you don't want to have to be doing everything on your own. You take a deep breath in. You tell your system, let go. You want to transform something. You've noticed that a regular pattern has been going and your mind body is feeling trapped in this repetitive habit. You want your breath to say, wake up. Right? So that waking up is a transformation breath. It's really to reprogram. So you have to go against what you're used to doing in your breath. You have to shift the pattern. So if you're used to breathing up here, you need to shift the pattern to bring it down here. If you're vice versa. If you're used to breathing in a way that feels constricted and tight or depressed, you have to use your breath to wake it up. Open up the chest instead of being depressed. Open up your breath in a way that is opposite of the pattern that you're trying to change. And that message is wake up. So use that breath. Use it in a strong way because it needs to go against a system that's already in place. If you need to calm yourself, you use a breath that feels calming, like a wave, which I've said, the wave breath, bringing it from the lower portion up into the top and releasing it and just letting that wave wash through you. And that message is relax, is I got this, is flowing with the wave, right? And then there's breathing for energy, which the message is take charge. And that could be the intense, repetitive breathing that turns on your system. I did that yesterday at day 9, is turn on your system. And you use that breath. So the same applies when you're not clear. I talked about making plans and anchoring and all that. When you go into your breath, or say you're feeling anxious, you go in and you ask it, you pay attention to it, you observe it. What is the message? The message can say, I'm lacking this, I need this, I'm afraid of this is worrying me. And then with that language, you infuse a new pattern into the way that you speak to yourself and into the way you vocalize. So you might be getting angry that something isn't working out. Maybe you're getting hostile with you not having a schedule and you're feeling really lost, so you're getting hard on yourself. And you go back to that empowering state that this time I am learning a different way to do things. And that different way is for my highest intention, for my highest. And you bring that language forth that says, I'm okay, I'm good. And when you say it, you feel that language and everything inside of you will program itself to that. You connect the language to the breath, and all of that turns on that state. So I am at peace with all beings, with all situations. Every event that is happening at this time is here to support me. It is all meant to be this way. And I am finding my way. I know my way. My way is simple. My way is being me. You can play with so much in the language that really supports you. So when you're doing your meditations and your affirmations and your mantras, you feel that difference. You feel the vibration run through you. You're joining the lives, you're doing things with your friends, you're doing things with your kids or online. You feel that language, and it's in your body when you're working out and your posture is getting strong and you feel empowered by that body language. So the language that you use is super important. The way that you ask questions and listening to your breath and its messaging, because the breath is the gateway to all messaging, right? It is your nervous system. It operates and is in charge of all systems in your body. So that's the number one place you want to go when it comes to what is my system feeling and doing, and working with it to reprogram it to say, actually, I feel released. I feel awakened. I feel like I'm taking charge. And instantaneously, your system will respond to that because it wants the language. It's directed by it. It needs that language to move. right? And so if you're feeling stuck, wake it up, and really put a lot of stock in listening to the language. You can find out a lot about a person and what they are going through based on their language, right? And it doesn't hurt right now to share with those that you love that maybe we can say it a different way and see how that feels. Some people don't want to be corrected on how they sound or what they're saying, but just gently and kindly say, I hear you 100%. I would prefer to say it this way, because if I hear myself say it that way, it would sound so much more heavy. It would sound more like a burden. And I'm really working right now to be light and carefree and able to go with the flow in these times of change. So practice that, enjoy that. And if you want to hear the language that comes through the transformative work of the breath that I'm hosting tomorrow evening, then send me your email. It's been wonderful sharing these videos with you. I've had great feedback. I'm so happy for myself personally that I did it, because it had me have moments in my day where I connect in what I love to do and share the beautiful knowledge of using your breath to reprogram and facilitate change. And so there might be more coming. Check out my lives, or check out, send me a message if you want me to continue. And until then, keep breathing, keep focusing, and hear yourself and empower yourself with the words that you choose to say. Thank you.